evening, ladies and gentlemen. We start our program with the recitation of Holy Quran. And I would like to invite Mr. Kashif to recite few verses from Holy Quran. Mr. Kashif.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد صدق الله العظيم.
Jazakallah. Thank you. Now may I request our honorable speakers, Dr. Shamshad Akhtar and Sayyid Asad Ali Shah Saab, and also the session chairman of our program, Mr. Moin Fuda, to please come on the stage. The topic of today's seminar is Enhancing Corporate Governance in Public Sector Entities. The first speaker of the program is Dr. Shamshad Akhtar. Before I'll introduce her and invite her, let me share with you the brief schedule of the program. We'll have the first presentation by Dr. Shamshad, and then we'll invite Shah Saab for his second presentation. Then we'll take a break for the Maghrib prayer, and then Shah Saab will continue his presentation. The session will be followed by the question answers, and at the last we'll have the concluding remarks by the session chairman, Mr. Moin Fuda. So it's a privilege for me to introduce Dr. Shamshad Akhtar, who is a former governor of Central Bank of Pakistan and has recently served the World Bank as Vice President of Middle East and North Africa region. She won 2 consecutive awards as Asia's Best Central Governor from Emerging Markets and Bankers Trust, and has been recognized by the Asian Wall Street Journal as top 10 professional women in Asia in 2008. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very brief introduction of Dr. Shamshad, but I believe she doesn't need any introduction, a very famous personality. So let us put our hands together and welcome Dr. Shamshad for her presentation on corporate governance of state-owned enterprises. Dr. Shamshad Akhtar, please.
Thank you very much. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. It's indeed a great privilege to be here at the Institute. I'd always read so much about the contribution of ICAP, but it's really in this round that I have the opportunity to interact with some of your colleagues here. I think these are unusual times, both globally as well as in Pakistan, but my remarks this morning are going to be more in light of the recently issued Code of Corporate Governance of State-Owned Enterprises. There was a special session that was held of the Pakistan Institute of Corporate Governance about a week or so, a few weeks back, where we had a good debate about the state of corporate governance in Pakistan of the SOEs, as well as some interesting anecdotes from different people who have experienced the practices of corporate governance. So I benefited from those comments tremendously. I'd like to thank Asad, who has taken special interest not only on the Code of Corporate Governance, but also in inviting me out here. Moin Fuda, who I have known for a longer period, I know he has always been playing a very significant role also in corporate governance in my past interactions with him, and his affiliation along with the Pakistan Institute of Corporate Governance is quite commendable. Let me try to first of all share with you, for me coming back to Pakistan after some period, it's more about learning what's going on in Pakistan. I have been associated with the privatization process in Pakistan in my early professional days, and I was struck really when I came this time to see that regrettably privatization process in Pakistan has been stalled. And clearly privatization did help over the period quite significantly in scaling down the size of SOE sector, and it also helped in improve the performance of companies under the private ownership. When I was at the central bank, we used to always do comparative analysis of public sector in financial institutions versus private financial institution, and evidence indicates quite clearly that whether you're looking at banking sector or a telecom sector, really privatization is the option and solution rather than trying to fix the corporate governance in the state sector. In any case, it's important before you start to comment on anything to understand the diagnostics of the situation. And after some painful discoveries, we did find that today there are about 40 odd federal state-owned enterprises that operate in manufacturing sector. So one wonders, looking at international evidence, as to why Pakistan still is stuck in trying to produce manufacturing products in the government sector. I must say that I have still not been able to resolve the mystery. Suffice to say that I think government has no business to continue producing products and goods. In any case, I was trying to determine what is the size and scale of the state-owned sector, first of all, before we get into the intricacies of the state-owned corporate governance. As I had said earlier also, for some of you who were present in the earlier presentation, that we have over 140 federal companies that are involved in commercial activities. And as I said, 50 are really in manufacturing, and another 50 or so companies operate in really some strategic sectors such as power, transport, and to my surprise, some financial institutions are lagging behind also in privatization. Pakistan's, the next question that one faces is, what is the contribution of the Pakistan state-owned enterprises? And according to some estimates that I was able to lay hands on, it's about 10%, but it does take a much more substantial portion of burden on the employment side. So while its contribution to output is relatively low,